Daily Dose. Oh, Dave, let's get into it, man. Daily Dose of Dave coming to you live. I got hit up with this the other day, and I want to talk about it. It's important. Guy reached out and said, hey, listen, Dave, I built a Shopify site. I've got this product. My product's not selling. What do? I've spent several $1,000s in advertising. I'm producing content. I'm doing all the things, and it's still not selling. Listen, some products don't sell because of positioning. So the first thing that I want you to look at is, are you positioning your product in the right way? What I mean by positioning is, are you positioning it as a high-end product and it's actually very cheap and inexpensive? We had a client do this in the past where they were making a very inexpensive product in a very cheap way abroad, and then they were marketing it and advertising it as a high-end product with a high-end markup. They couldn't sell it, and they kept wondering what the deal was. And I finally had to have the difficult conversation where I said, you're making your product for 57 cents and you're trying to sell it for $44. That's the problem. And so there was look, if you have a cheap product, you should sell it cheaply. You can still have a really healthy markup on it, that's fine. But you can't have a cheap product and sell it expensively. Conversely, right? You can't have a really, really expensive product and market it and advertise it and position it as something that's inexpensive or affordable. Some people try and make commodities out of things that aren't commodities. And then lastly, what often happens too is that you may have a product and you're not really sure who your target audience is yet. So you may be spending dollars to get it out there, but really the people that want to use it are fill in the blank, someone that you've never talked to before, right? And so I've seen this happen a number of times before. I had a good friend, oh my gosh, he had a product, he was trying to go B2B, working his ass off, trying to sell B2B, 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 and he couldn't get it out the door. And then he finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try and sell it to consumers. And I'm gonna sell it at a premium price still. In fact, I'm gonna make a little bit more per unit than I did for the businesses. That being said, I have to sell to a bunch of different individuals. When he did this, he went from making like $3,000 a month to making over $200,000 a month because he changed the positioning and he said, listen, I'm selling to consumers. This is the benefit. This is how you can get it. And he even changed the website and everything, ultimately changed the branding. So listen, it's not certainly a thing where it's like, oh, the product's bad, the product's wrong, the product's not right. The product can be right. The product could have a lot of efficacy in the marketplace, and you may just be positioning it wrong. That's the first thing to do, is to look at your positioning. And then once you evaluate that and try and position it differently, then you're gonna try again. You're gonna try and advertise and market and put those dollars behind it again to reach that audience, which is expensive and arduous and challenging, and it's the right move. And if you can't do that, then that's a real problem. You're not gonna be able to really explore the efficacy of the product overall. But too often what happens is people will try to put a product out there, it doesn't work, and then they toss it aside. The product was great, they didn't have the positioning right. So first things first, if you're not selling your product, change the positioning, change your target audience, see if that makes a difference. This is your Daily Dose of Dave. Until next time, catch ya.